clothes that I don't wear anymore. Husband's always moaning, got too many. It makes me wonder why other people don't do it, because it is so easy. Supermarkets, you go there once a week anyway, at least. Why not try and do your bit?
We put the textiles in the plastic bags and just place them on top of the box for taking away.
For 23 years we've been here in Devizes just recycling textiles. Here we actually process between 50 and 60 tonnes of clothing per week. This is where the point of entry, where all the clothing actually enters the factory. Here it's stored and it's waiting now to go onto a conveyor system to be actually picked, to be hand sorted, ready for its grading process. And the chaps here now, they're actually sifting through it, actually removing any rubbish, because inevitably you do get a certain amount of rubbish in there. Dave is actually grading these shoes now. What he's got is a bin of shoes that we've just taken from the contents of a textile bank. We have actually got to pair these up now and put them into the bags. We check every single garment to make sure the buttons are perfect, the zips are working. Our priority in the textile recycling is to pull out as much second-hand clothing as possible. So we're looking for quality products that we can send to Africa, that we can send to anywhere in the world to be reused as second-hand clothing. If you look under the carpet in your actual car, you'll see like a grey flecky material. Well, that's made from old coats and jackets and old jumpers. But just to give you an idea of the complexity of this process, plain jumpers, we separate them from woolen plain jumpers and synthetic plain jumpers. Then they go through a process where they're graded into colours. Now that's not just colours, we're talking about different spectrums of red, different spectrums of green, right the way through the lot. That would then be recycled, poured down into raw materials again, and then respun. Hence we end up with a new yarn. This is where we take all the clothing, the cotton clothing, that perhaps is damaged, the buttons are damaged, or there's a zip missing or broken, then that's not suitable to be reworn. So it comes over here into this department, and we actually manufacture that into what we call an industrial wiper. We cut the buttons off, any metal parts, and what you're left with is a duster, a nice soft cloth that could be used for polishing. This now is ready to go out to be sold to garages, to any type of industry that wants to use cleaning cloths for their processes. One of the most important things that we need with clothing is for it to be kept in bags and to be kept as clean and as dry as possible. Once it gets wet, it actually deteriorates very, very quickly. It starts to go mouldy, it goes musty, and it just renders it useless, to be honest. What you have to understand is the whole process, what we're actually achieving here, because we're generating 30 jobs from people's waste and employing people locally, and of course we're supplying second-hand clothing then and supporting the infrastructure of business in Africa. We have a lower carbon footprint, for example. Everything is local, we are within the Wiltshire area, so the whole lot, it's a really nice circle really if you look at it that way.